Hello, this is Cyrus Wrong, and I would like to share a bit about SQL, just some quick recap before my student to learning web programming. And first of all, we have some data in the real world. It's just tabular. For SQL, is specialized for query the data, operate or manipulate the data in the table format is similar to spreadsheet. And in this slide, we will this is using the Progress SQL syntax, but in general, you don't have to too much care about the SQL. It is very very similar unless you do something very database entry specific. First of all, you something like similar to programming. Yeah, you have some different type integer, serial, this decimal, variable char, timestamp, boolean, enumerator, etc. But mainly for in this talk, we will talk about the pivot type and clarify something first. Some concept is about now. Okay, for zero and now is a very difference in the database concept. For zero, it means that you have ever had contain something. For example, here you got some toilet paper before, and but for now, normally this is something never happened, never have the data there. So in general, when you divide database, you think about nullable or not or default value. It's very different in meaning. Now is can imply something never here or never happen, or remove it, not exist, not empty, empty and nothing, empty and not here is very different. Yeah, and based on SQL for your group, create, retrieve, update, delete activity in SQL, create, retrieve, update, and delete. This is mainly if you're working on database programming, is always just need to familiar with this operation. First of all, is create. Create it means you need to think about database have two kind of SQL statement. One is about the infrastructure, the structure, another is about the data. For create a table is you train in a structure, so called the manipulate the database, not just the data inside the database. And create table is quite lot common. You just tell the create table, something very similar to Angular, and then the table name, column type, and then if you have something additional metadata attribute, you need to you tell, for example, primary key, etc., etc. And for this example, you need to have the type and primary key. For example, this the column name, and here is the data. For here is a flight information. Is a serial primary key in Progress SQL 0 immediate incremental, automatic incremental, the value one by one. And this is important since the primary key must not be used. Okay, you even though you deleted the data, the primary key should continue to increase one by one. And this is to prevent the problem when you join something. This is logically wrongly to join the data. So primary key will not be able to be used. And origin is just a variable track, but not now. You are not allowed it is empty. And also destination is not now not empty. Also the duration is not making sense if it is not here. So everything is not now is the attribute and then the type, right? Okay, yeah. And for the attributes, there's some very common usage. For example, every table. Remember, every table must have a primary key. Whatever reason is not making sense without primary key. And then you can have other constraints. For example, we don't want we have the column say ID, and that column say email, and that column say maybe username. You're supposed to use one of them to the primary key, but for the latest database design, we normally just set a number as an ID as a primary key. But the email address and also the username, you are not allowed repeated. So you will set the unique constraint. Okay, unique constraint for them. And also you may have the default value. Oh, I don't allow now, but I can may have the default value say 0. Okay, you can set up the default value, and then something is tracked. You will see later, but it's fine. For the insert data, you this is another is create. The previous is a create table, create the infrastructure, create the structure, and then now is inside the table is the data. Insert is in this format. You insert into a table, and then the column one by one, and then the value one by one is in pair. Okay, this is when we normally typing, you may not be in pair, but logically the column is in pair. And origin, lemma, New York, duration. This is the example. Okay. And remember, when it is a string, you do need to have a double quote to code the string value. Yeah, otherwise it will break the SQL statement. It logically not working. And after the statement, you will got one more data. Okay, now it is more focused on the retrieval since the insert of data is there's some logic, but this is quite straightforward in general. Yeah, select data. You need to think about the raw vertical and horizontal. Okay, the direction, how many column you need, how many row you need. You decide to select the data inside this spreadsheet. Okay, this table. And first of all, quite straightforward, everything. But this is really dangerous activity statement since the table may be very large. If you select all column and all data, your database will be have very high load. Means unless you doing something export. Otherwise, you should not select off every column, every row. It means every column and every row. The start is every column. Row, you don't mention the filter, it will give you all row. Okay, you got everything. So we want to reduce the I/O of your database operation. So you can just try to I don't need the duration. So you just get two column here. You just take this this direction. You will have less column, and then it's still okay, less column, but it's still not desirable. Normally we will not get everything vertically since there's a lot of data. Now we only want one. We have some condition, we have some filter. We just set the filter ID equal to 3, and then you will just only filter one row of data here, but column we pick all. And also you can have some other case. For example, you can have the filter on string value, and here is the New York one. um, and also have the filter on numerical value. You can have different operators, for example, greater than, equal, less than, not equal. You learn a lot of this kind of operator, and then 500 meet the condition, you will get it being filled out. And also you can have the and or not logic. You have some Boolean algebra here, so that you can have the Boolean logic say and then you got the only you fulfill two condition is the Paris as destination, and then duration is more than 500 is here. And also you can or logic. Or is different, and you need to meet both of the condition together and meet together true. Okay, together true. But for or logic, what either one of them correct is okay. And you just have the Paris, anything in Paris or more or isn't with the 500. Paris did meet condition, Paris did condition 500 more than 500 or condition, so this one also correct. And for some of the theory, you have multiple value. You can use and, okay, you can use and logic. Here you can have multiple destination and destination, but this is not designable. Yes, it is a very you will have a very complicated, very long SQL. So in general, a lot of database will have an operator, so-called in operator. You just give the list of the value and then put into the tuple here and then the bracket here and list it out. You will just give you the in condition, just the New York and lemma will give you from the origin New York and lemma will be being selected. This is very useful syntax in SQL. And then light operation, and the light operation, something like, oh, contain A, it may not start or any position of A. Contain the A character in the origin will be filtered out. So you got the A here, A here, A here, so it filter out. And this is a lot of cases for your using database is you want to generate report. You want to calculate something. There's some aggregation. As for example, you need a sum, you want to count, you want the maximum, minimum, average it, and then some calculation. So it built into to all database, you have some SQL function to help you do some calculation or do some operation in database. And you need to now is let's go to the update one, and then later we will have some aggregation example. For update, you just have to see the table, column, and value. In pair, you can update multiple field here, but don't miss the condition. If you miss the condition, you mean you update all of the data in the database. It's a very, very dangerous action. For here, you just update the flight, longer flight for, or is it to New York and London. The flight will be delayed at 40 minutes. Okay, after this, you got a new value. Um, and then delete is so simple. You just get the condition here. Just submit the condition. The data will be deleted. For example, this is to Tokyo. Tokyo have some problem. We cancel all flight to Tokyo, and then you find it. The data after this, or the Tokyo flight is here is deleted. And it is important to have the selector courses to group the data or filter out the data, that limit the data. It is important since you will in general for calculation, you will not calculation for all. You need to have some subgrouping, ordering, and subgrouping filter. Let's see some example. And and also the foreign key constraint we have mentioned in other lectures that is very important. You want the table have the constraint that the data in the other table, maybe the ID in other table, and it must be exist. Otherwise, it is not logical to join it together. You don't want have this happen. You will set a foreign key constraint for the flight here, and then we have another column so-called the destination clock. And this is something duplicate. Do you think the destination code, origin code is duplicate? And then we will extract the table in this condition. We just extract table so-called location, and then we got the location ID. We paste the destination and the and the origin. But username or destination is fine. You just use a name, but the code is extracted. So you see the column it says it reduces. We have two more additional column here and it's highly duplicate. And then you just extract it. Is something like is something called normalization. You extract it. You deduct the number column. And also when you want to update something here, for example, I have the new code or have more data in Chinese or whatever, you just update here, then all of the data will update together. Don't have to worry about something is in synchronizes. And you just keep the ID is better than test. This is something you keep the test is okay, but keep ID will be always have advantage as the design of the computer system. You need to compare the number. Number is much faster than string. Okay, compare string is difficult from the CPU point of view, memory point of view. But you just compare the number, it will be very, very optimized and very, very fast. So we are always using ID in database. You see a lot of ID to other table. This is the reason says the is about the efficiency. And so for passenger, you also have the flight ID. We have one flight have many passenger. It's just description of flight, passenger, flight ID, different people, different flight. And now we have the basic structure in. We just explained. We need to join the table. For join table in general, there you maybe sometimes it's a so-called normal join, inner join. Both sides got the data. Left join keep two table, keep the left. Right join keep the right. Full outer join keep everything. Yeah. But don't worry, just take a photo here. It is something very interesting. Mimi, this Mimi is that if you got inner join, you get less data. If you got right, but up right outer join, maybe up the right side, left side, full join has got all the data. Yeah. And for more formal problem is that when you want to get the data in this structure, okay, I only want the data both of the table contain it is in a join. If you want to have more data, for example, left there's a lot of different choices more than the paper side that you so called it is fully outdated. Just manage to help of them, and then you can have other choices. Just ignore the union region, right joy, left joy. Yeah, you got the right, always get the right, always get the left. There's right joy, left joy. It depends on the data you want to extract to have different joy. Yeah. To create index is important topic as the as you know, if you want to speed up the database or make it run faster, you need to create an index so that it will speed up the joy and query. But you can't add the index for everywhere. Is it overhead? It will help you increase the speed of query, but you create an index, it will have additional storage, and also when you create insert new data, it will have overhead to delay it slower in the database. So you need to think about when to have an index. For example, you normally will create an index to have the username and password together, combined together. Since most of the system, you need to check the username password high very frequently for the login cases. You don't want to scan every row of the data. And create an index will speed up your database query, highly query. And necessarily you need to join the query all the time. You need to think about it since the joy will have a lot of overhead. For the French, you see here is like that, and then we have passenger, and then we can first of all we have some query is so-called group by and having. And this is the most difficult part for the Cisco learner at the beginning. A lot of people really don't understand about what is group by and when to use group by. And don't think too don't this is quite straightforward. When you group something, you want to analyze something in group, you will group by. Okay, just group by. Does that mean you want to group by destination, group by origin, or group by certain user? You group by, you group them. You want to just let them together in a set, in a small set. And then happen is that when you group up something, you can have some special aggregator to count in number of row in that group. If the group is have some content more than one, if then we show it. If not more than one, we ignore it. We group them and then filter. So the group and having is the having. We can't use word here. Since word is for the data, the data row, but having is for the group filtering. Okay, here just transform. Group by is a transformation. You group by flight ID, then you will become have you have some group flight ID here 126 something, but 126 the condition if there are more than one, so there is a more than one passenger. So block as one is fulfilled, two is fulfilled, six is fulfilled, but everyone the following is only one. It doesn't match the condition, and also the final result we just want the flight ID, so we can have the condition to know about which flight have more than one passenger. This is a quite common question in the real world. You you want to group the flight or cancel a flight. If you are airline, you need to count it. And also we have modification. Or we just want to combine the in statement here. You got the flight ID and then you put into the in statement. You just extract the flight with passenger more than one here. That's the reason why very important when you have the grouping statement. Normally you just use a grouping statement to help you to extract the group information, group it and then extract the ID and then show the result. This is a very common practice. And then now you got the information finding. And now I wouldn't share some attack cause it's called injection. This is a very old attack, but still today still have website have this card problem. When you log in something, you have a username and password, and then you expect your user will input the username and password like very honestly, don't treat you. You just input username and password Milo and puppy, and then the statement become Milo and puppy here, and then you are able to check your database to find the record, and then you let them access the system, not in the system. But however, there is a lot of people or hacker will just try something, input something like that in your in their password. Just run one code column or one equal to run. Okay, code it, and then you just replace the statement. Okay, we so called uh the 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 truth of the door, the back door. You can log in any system if the programmer just directly string append prepare subtract use a string replacement append into here. The hacker don't have to care about the username. But here, since one or equal to one, this one is will be always true, and then we will ignore the password. You can get into the log in the system without knowing about the password. To prevent this kind of problem, you need to but however you don't you do use why the SQL statement directly is very dangerous. Is the reason why we always use the framework. For example, use ORM mapper, SQL Academy, Hibernate to data for the database manipulation. We don't want to care about it. If we have framework, we solve the problem. But if you don't have framework, just directly compose your SQL statement by string append. You will be very, very dangerous in this case. There's a lot of cases to log in without password. And then this is a funny cartoon about there's a the school calling the mother. Is your son name called Robert coded and job database table? Yes, after that your son the name input his name, whole of the data gone in the system. This is not just login so simple. If you have the permissions wrongly set up, this is about data administration. You you should never allow a user or database user. You log in the database. You know your Python or PHP will have a user log into the database and then use the database. You should create a user is not able to destructure the data. For example, job table. You are only allowed them to insert, update, delete. So even though you got SQL injection, if you're using the admin user as the Python login for your program, if you have this problem. And prevent SQL injection. This is a comment here. What you should do. You don't want to drop table. You will use some skill so-called prepared statement or ORM will be helpful. For prepared statement, you just go to internet. It's quite straightforward. That don't string append is the first rule for both of the programming language. For example, not just SQL injection. There are some command line injection, bar cell injection, a lot of injection. The problem of injection attack is people using the string append to prepare to write another programming language. It's causing problem. Yeah, so we try to don't append any string in SQL or use string to create other programming language or command. Don't do this. We use OR mapper or prepared statement, what we learned before. Now I wanted to explain something called race condition. And what is race condition is that since the real world is not just only one user, if there only one user is okay. But if there's many users using the bank account, this case is that someone want to get the bank account 27 and then get the balance 100 here. He got 100 and then he tried to buy something to get the money out. You deduct 100, so very good, your balance becomes 0. But this is not the actual case, since the realm may have many computer, many user, many database operation, and it will be in parallel. For the case that if you have this repeated, but in between the update, okay, just in between the select and update, if someone also with the data and try to update it, you will see that here is still right, but the later one try to deduct 100 is also 0. Oh, the bank got the problem. The band lost $100. This is impossible in the real world. It's so-called racing condition. You don't need to always, when you doing database programming or everything, you need to bear in mind that if you are doing something calculation, it's very significant. For example, money, you need to make sure to prepare for the racing condition. How can we solve it? In general, if the real condition is wrong now, negative 100, and we will have something called so-called transaction handling. When you're writing a program, you will use transaction. Transaction will ensure the read and write operation in between will no one able to modify it. And to support transaction, the database need to be have the ability so-called exit. Exit is is forward atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. If without the support of exit, the database will not be able to do transaction. And what is exit? Exit is a bit complicated, but you can still understand it. There's four conditions you need to your database need to support. For example, the first one, um we want to make some transaction in this like this company, you need to deduct some money, and then you make sure don't have the problem I mentioned before, the raising condition. For atomicity, first of all, you need to fulfill the requirement of atomicity. Atomicity mean that you a unit. Okay, you just simplify it. You just a single unit. You have multiple SQL statement. Maybe have some insert, update, select, whatever. We will make sure it update together without any modification in between. All or nothing. So simple, all or nothing. Atomicity will provide you a complete flow transaction, all or nothing. What mean nothing? If you have the parcel work something wrong, it will roll back. Okay, you update something wrong, it's just like something like turn back time machine, rewrite it, and then we will become all or nothing. This is atomicity. And consistency is about the hardware requirement to maintain the environment. Once the statement say it is already 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 divided, this is combined with the is about maintain the database and maintain when you say confirm right into the transaction, it will confirm you it must be correct. Yeah. And isolation is easy understand it as you, if you need to consider all user in the system, it will not work. We will just ignore the route. The database will just let you ignore the route. You are the only user, and the database will help you take care about multiple transaction running in parallel together to make sure it correct. So-called isolation is separate in parallel. You don't need to take care about it. And finally, is a durability. Durability say that is you complete the transaction, the data will be not no longer in the memory. Okay, it is in the long-term memory. For example, if the transaction completes, it will save into the hard disk. Even though the power is off, the data still, when you power on again, the data still, the transaction is still there. But if the transaction in between the transaction, the power off, it will still achieve the atomicity. It will roll back when the power is up. It is something make sure it can save is when you fulfill the exit condition, the database will be able to do transaction. And but if you have the transaction condition, you will have another problem, so-called deadlock. Since the case that you need to read something, update something, you may have multiple table. Some one guy log one table, another guy run another table, and then they will need to rate each other. It will so-called deadlock. And this is the reason why some of the cases the database can't support very high loading. It's because the not about the CPU, not about the memory, it's about the deadlock, the logical problem. They lock the data, like you lock row 1, I lock row 2, but reversely, I need row 1, you need row 2, then the problem, they will hold it to in the until timeout. And beware of all, you have a database, and then you need to think about the VT application, the loading is all, and then people will be rewrite, and then how many reset, yeah, and request, retry. Okay, just finish a quick recap of of the SQL and database topic. Thank you.